Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. I am Susan LaCroix, and yes, I do it every time. And over here is my gorgeous daughter, Julie. We are both
gorgeous.
We have been demonstrators for about 20 years. We live a couple states apart, so even when we're together, we find it hard to put in some quality stamping time. So Julie came up with this brainstorm of getting together and sharing our love of stamping with all of you. So here we are. I believe this is week 35.
Yes, it is week 35.
Wow. So anyway, Julie, how are you?
I'm good. I can't believe it's the end of January. It's January 30th today, and we're already done with the first month of celebration and the first month of this new mini catalog. And if I can be honest, I'm kind of exhausted. It's been a busy month. It has.
Yes.
It's hard sometimes to keep up with all the new stuff that's going on. And today, we're going to focus on even more new stuff. So sometimes it feels a little bit overwhelming to have so much new stuff, but also exciting to have new stuff to play with and to introduce.
Yeah. So speaking of introducing, you're on. Oh,
all right. Let's switch right over. We can chat along the way.
We sure can.
Okay, so new products. We've got this brand new. It's not an early release. They call it an out of publication release. So this collection is called All Together, and it consists of four different components. And so let me introduce you to each one of them. So the first one is this stamp set called Here Together and the Coordinating Here For You dies. Now, these are an out of publication release, and they will not be in a future catalog. So these stamps are exclusive to the All Together promotion. And these will be available for everybody starting February 1st. So just a couple days. On Tuesday, they'll be available. Demonstrators can pre-order right now and have for the month of January. And then there's also this exclusive All Together 6x6 designer paper. This also will not be in a future catalog. So it is only available while supplies last. And the dies, I believe, are also only available while supplies last. So if you really love these, you want to make sure to get them right away and not to wait. And then the sort of sneak peek of what's going to carry over are the new Natural Tones Stampin Blends collection, which I'm super excited about. So let me step you through each one of these items. So we've got we've got the Here Together stamp set. This is a rubber stamp set. Beautiful artwork. I just love this because my girls do this with their hands all the time. And the sentiments are just so perfect. I promise love changes everything. Every act of kindness changes the world. We'll get through this together and you matter to me. The coordinating dies have dies that will cut out the images of the hands and the heart, as well as detail dies for the sentiments here for you and you matter. So I'm really, really digging this stamp set. The coordinating designer paper is 6x6. So you get 12 each, or you get 12 different designs and you get 4 of each sheet. These are black and white designs. And so you've got images that can be colored, like the hands and the leaves and the other hands. And then you also just have some really versatile patterns that can be used for lots of different cards. So fabulous black and white is always super, super popular. 6x6 paper. And that is not going to carry over again. Now, here is the thing that is going to carry over. I'm super excited about these. By the way, this is just random Tupperware. They do not come in a tub. We have these fabulous markers. There are 10. And instead of the traditional Stampin' Blend markers, we don't have like a light and dark for each color or tone. Instead, we just have 10 individual unique colors. And just for comparison, this is what we currently have for like skin tones. We have an ivory and bronze combination. I'm not sure whether or not these will carry over when these come into the new catalog. I'm guessing that these will replace the ivory and the bronze, but before we had two tones to use for skin, and now we have this beautiful array of colors. So speaking of arrays, Stampin' Up! Has this awesome chart so you can kind of keep track of how to blend and mix these colors together. Over here on the side, I have made a mark with the ivory and the bronze for comparison. And so you can see now we have lots of shades of the lighter tone and lots of shades of the darker tone. And these colors don't have names, they have numbers. So this is SU 400 and it starts at 1000 with the lightest color and goes down to 100. So on this chart, I've blended 1000 with 1000, 1000 with 900. And so depending on how you mix those colors, you can get even more variety in your natural tones. So super excited about these markers. I'm just loving that. So right now during this like early release, you can get the whole collection of all 10 markers for $45, or you can get them in pairs. And just like the regular Stampin' Blends, the pair of markers is $9, and they've just paired it with the next numbers. So like the two lightest ones, which are 1000 and 900, are paired together. And then the next two and the next two down the line. So again, they're not light and dark of the same color. They're all like individual colors, and they're just paired in groups of two. So some of them are very like pink, and some have very like red undertones. So I love the variety there. All right, well, I'm going to show you really quick.
A couple things. Can I just add a couple things?
Absolutely.
First of all, I love your chart, and if that is something that is of interest to you, Julie and I can download it for you or send you the image. And I did a chart as well. What I like about your chart, Julie, that you did, and I kind of did it opposite. I think I started with the darks. I think I started with 100 and went down went to 1000 across the top and down the bottom. So the diagonal are the true colors, right?
Well, so that would be color on color, right? This is just a single layer of that color, and the diagonal is a double layer of the same color.
Right. I love how you did the ivory and the bronze for comparison. I'm going to add that to my chart. And I also love how you shaded over the numbers. I didn't do that, so I'm going to do that as well. So,
oh yeah, so then that shows just what the single layer of that color looks like.
Yeah. Very nice, Julie.
Love having the chart, even if you don't use it like to blend, just having a chart with like the list of, showing each of the colors just sort of helps to visualize, because you can see where, the ones that are more pinkish, and the ones that have like, that red undertone. So it helps to really be able to see them and kind of pick and choose and then match this to my project to figure out what we want to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show you some samples of how my girls stamped and colored some of these images.
Oh, nice.
And some of them I've die cut already. So they love to color and then they walk away and they don't always finish the cards. But so we have some here, and I love, do you see how they added nail polish? Like, I wouldn't have even thought of that. Here's one that Anna did where she colored the middle. She colored a rainbow heart inside the hands. I thought that was so clever. And again, like I never would have thought of that.
No.
I think this must have been Claire's because she's got some really awesome shading going on there. I think this one is Elise's, and I love how she added like sleeves. Isn't that fantastic? I never think of the things I think of. Yeah. Here's another one with cute nail polish, and it looks like this one's got a sleeve and that one's maybe wearing short sleeves. I don't know. And then this last one, this was also Elise, and I love how she thought to color to color that with, I forget the name of the skin disorder with the pigments. There's a model who has this skin condition, and I just thought that was so clever of Elise to think of that and sort of be inclusive in the way that she was coloring. So many different ways to color and use. So I have one more card. Let me show you really quick. I copied this one from the from the flyer. I love to case, but Claire colored this one with the designer paper, and I asked her about it, and she said that she started with the lighter color and then she shaded with the next step up, the next darker one, to get a little variation in there. And here she tried to go back with the lighter color again, but on the designer paper, it doesn't blend as well because it's just not very thick.
Yeah.
And so there is definitely like a delineation, like a line. So she said she just stopped there. The other thing that she said about coloring on the designer paper was that it bleeds a lot. And so she said, when you're coloring, make sure to color well inside the line so that when it bleeds, it just goes to the line and not outside the line. Like she does have some areas where the coloring went outside the line. I think it's okay, but she just wanted me to mention that tip when we were sharing her card, because that was something that she found when she was coloring on this designer paper.
And she
right.
is a blends master, I'll tell you.
I know.
Really,
She really is. I was going to have her come and do the video with us, but she just got back from a softball camp. And so she is not showered and not ready to be on camera, but I'm happy to share the things that they've been working on, and I feel like we're just getting started. I can't wait to play even more. Now this all this stuff is going to be available from February 1st through May 2nd. Again, the dies are while supplies last, and the designer paper and the stamp set and dies will not carry over, so you want to make sure to get those before that promotion time runs out. Are you ready to share your project?
I am, but there is just one order number if you want the whole collection, correct?
Yes, that is a good thing to point out. Thank you. So here on the flyer, the all together collection is item number 160941, and it's $105, which includes the Stampin Blends that are $45, the bundle, the dies, and the designer paper. So that is inclusive of everything, which is a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
It is. All
right. Let's switch over to you.
All right. So I have a couple other projects to show you, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to make. So I'm using my card base is Poppy Parade. And, I pulled this out of my bin and it's not quite cut right or something. So I'm going to have to, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm going to start with my front piece here. And I've already done some, but as a refresher, I'm going to show you how I used the Poppy Parade Dark Stampin' Blend to color some of our crinkled ribbon. And I know that I've showed this before, but a little refresher won't hurt, right, guys?
I love this trick. And I just ordered some more of that white steam binding because it's so versatile especially if you color it, it can go with anything.
Right. I do find it's best to use the dark blend, and I'm using the brush tip, and because I'll make a mess. So, and you just simply, I just hang on to one end and use like the side of the marker, not the tip. And I just run it down the ribbon. And it dries pretty quick because this is alcohol ink in here. So there we go.
I love it. So easy.
I bought a bunch of different spools and I did a whole spool of each color.
What?
Yeah, it was a dream. I'm not doing it.
Oh, it was a dream. I was like, are you serious? So anyway, okay. Do you find that it gets on your hands as you're handling it right now or not?
Not really. It might transfer a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
All right. So that is that piece. So on this front, now Julie, you didn't Oh, you haven't done your projects yet. Okay, so what I did is I took, there's my little scrap-a-doodle. To do the hands, what I did is stamped it in Memento. And it's going to take a while. There's a kind of a learning curve to these, blending these natural tones. So it's kind of fun actually to play and see what you can come up with. I just simply used one for this one. I don't know why. That's just kind of how I did it. But
so which number color are you using?
This one is 800.
Okay.
And so you don't have to watch me color the whole thing, but once I got it done, then I die cut it. Now watch, see, I'm doing the whole thing. I said I don't have to, but I'm doing it. And I could use the other one to get the fine detail, but you get the idea. And then like the girls, so where's the cap? I decided to bring out the light poppy parade and give these hands some poppy parade nail polish. Ta-da!
Cute.
And then I die cut it, which I'm not gonna do, but there they are. So we're gonna put these aside and take our I can't talk today anymore. That's it. Okay, so I chose the greeting, love changes everything. I'm going to put that, am I in camera, Jay? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this in the corner. And I'll put the measurements in because this is a smaller piece than I would normally do. And then I'm going to put this one away and bring out my poppy parade. Now I just re-inked it and I hope it's not too juicy. Let me check it out here. Because it was getting dry. Okay, I think it's okay. I just don't want to get it all over me because that's what I usually do. All right, so we have this guy there. We have our, what else do I need? Okay, so I'm going to close this for the time being and bring it back in a minute. And I'm going to take my ribbon and tie a bow. And what I like to do, I don't know where my glue dots went. What the heck? Okay, I'll use a little snail, or not snail, seal. Is figure out where I'm going to put my ribbon. So I kind of want it right about here. And I put I put just a little bit of adhesive here to help hold the ribbon. And then I tie my bows upside down. And I want this.
Why do you tie them upside down?
Well, for starters, I'm left-handed. And I find that this helps me keep my tails heading in the right direction.
Oh.
I got that hint from a high school classmate of mine.
Oh.
Who does a lot of sewing. And one of the things she does, so it's a good thing she had a granddaughter, is she does a lot of smocking. You know how you know what I mean by smocking, right, Jay?
I don't know that I do.
Okay. It's kind of oh man, I don't even know how to describe it, but she stitches it in such a way that it looks it's got stitches and a little puffiness, and you'll have to Google smocking and you'll see.
It sounds like it could be like a not good thing.
Oh, no, it is a good thing. Oh, I've got too much adhesive here.
No, I just mean like huffing or,
Oh,
like
dear.
we got caught smacking behind the school.
Oh dear. Really?
I'm sorry, I totally ruined smocking.
You did. I'm gonna have to send you a link or something. All right.
Be careful when you look it up. You don't know what you might find.
Oh dear. I never even thought of that. All right. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. My dimensional pad here is kind of a hot mess, but it'll work. And I wasn't sure, and you can think about this ahead of time, Julie. I brought out some of the iridescent, oops, I'm going to trim this a little bit. Rhinestones. I like to bling. And last week I didn't use any bling because I just don't think that set really called for it.
Yeah, it didn't really. Last week we did the New Horizon suite, and it would have been weird to put rhinestones on those meadow scenes.
It would have, very much so. All right, so I'm going to set that aside while you kind of think whether or not I should put some bling on it. And love does change everything, right? So
Yeah.
I decided to make this a Valentine's Day card.
Oh, that's so perfect.
So I'm going to stamp my Happy Valentine's Day. And this is from, oh boy, that's good. This is from Sweet Talk. That sweet. And then I went, and then I did Always in My Heart and grabbed these little hearts.
Oh.
And I'll put some in this corner, maybe some up here. So there's the inside of our card. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in and close up this Poppy Parade. Look at Julie, I'm using seal. All right. Then we're going to put some seal on here. Should be enough. I wanted a lot of the Poppy Parade to show around this. So there it is. What do you think? Some bling or not bling?
Oh yeah, I think it needs bling.
All right. Let me grab some of these. And last week I forgot to pull my take a pick tool. So here it is. Ta-da! Love this. Okay, so let's put some maybe up here above those things.
Yeah, I like that.
Down here in the corner. No, let's do it. All right, let's do the
one or the other.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not both. All right. So this looks to be about the middle. And maybe the little ones on the sides. I like to mix up. I like to mix up the sizes sometimes, just for some interest. All right. Yeah, I like that. I like the bling.
That looks good.
So let me show you the other two cards that I made. This one we did at a team meeting.
Oh, I like that.
And so this was my first attempt at it. And there is, like I said, there's a learning curve and you have to play a little bit. You matter to me. And then the next one that I did was this guy. And the 6x6 designer series paper, which I found, Julie, I found the rest of it.
Oh, good.
I lost like 2/3 of my pack. There's these different size hands, and it's on the bottom and on the top. And so I decided just to cut out one of each, and we'll get through this together. And so I decided to have the fingers starting to kind of come together a little bit. So that was my thing there. And then the only thing I'm not crazy about, and I may take this off and change it, is I think this take's just a bit too big. So I may take it off, trim it down a little bit, trim the matte piece down. So I'm not sure, but I gave her heart tattoos.
Aww.
It's a her. It might not be. I don't know. Anyway, so those are my projects using the all together. Is that the name of it?
The stamp set is called Here Together, and the designer paper is called All Together.
There you go. So those are my projects.
All
And-
right, looks good.
Thanks. And I will turn it back over to you.
All right.
Done.
So I am using the same hands on my project. And I just thought I've got most everything ready to go, but I thought I would just show you Claire's little tip about using a darker color to outline and then blending with the lighter one. So I'm using, this is 500. And I'm using the smaller tip to outline the hands. And then I'll go back with, well, maybe I did this the other way. I think I needed to, 400 is the darker color. And I should have outlined with that first. Yeah, well, let's see what it looks like. we'll do one hand this way and one hand the other way. Even though it's a lighter tone, I think the having it outlined will still kind of show through a little bit. We'll find out. I'll go back on the other hand and I'll outline with this one in color with the other one and we can see the difference. Okay, so I'm going to use the smaller tip. And there's not like a lot of shading lines, so I'm just kind of outlining the hand. And then this is 500, so that's lighter. And I'll just sort of like blend in that sideline a little bit. So the main color on this, the second hand is 500 and the main color on the first hand was 400. And next to each other, you really can see the difference.
Yeah, you sure can.
I always feel weird, like I'm not sure how to cut off their wrist. Like, do I make it jagged, like they're missing a body? Oh, so there you can see it a little bit
Just don't
better.
put
So
blood dripping out of it. That would
I
be
know we could make zombie cards. All right, so this was 500 on this side and 400 on that side. And then I would cut it out. So I actually used lighter colors on my card and I used the 700 and 800 to color this one. And I almost feel like it looks too yellowy, but I have that one ready to go. And I added a little bit of cardstock to the back so that you'd have the red showing through. And I really was struggling with whether or not to do that because it's such an odd shape, the cutout. It's not like a heart. And so I didn't want to highlight the weird shape, but I also am putting it on a piece of designer paper that is white, and I wanted the heart to like show up, so it'll make sense. But anyway, this is an off-center Z card, and I made one recently that was vertical, and this one's going to be horizontal. So here's the measurements that you need for this off-center Z fold card. It's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and then I scored at 4 1/4 and 7 inches, and I just kind of messed around until I got the right measurements. So this is a card that I haven't seen anywhere. So there might be other measurements or even a different name for it. I don't know. Okay, and then I've got 2 pieces for each side here. And these are both, oh, actually, that's not right. This one is 4 by 4. And this one is supposed to be 4 by 3/4. So I just need to trim a little bit. I'll have the right measurement in the video description. So this one, sorry, I'm glad I remembered that. So this one is 4 by 4 and this one is 3 3 3/4 inches by 4. And that one's going to go there on that panel. And then the middle panel has a piece that's 2.5 inches by 4 inches. And both of these patterns are from that All Together designer paper. And as well as this one, this is 1 1/4 inch by 4. And that's going to go over here on the end. So let me take all my Post-its off. Let's glue some things down and put this card together. This is a fun card design to show off different patterns of coordinating designer paper. And I love that there's like a little peek of designer paper from the inside that shows through when the card is closed. So on this panel, that is the inside. We're going to add that strip of designer paper, and I'm putting it all the way to the edge. So when the card is closed, you're going to see that little peek showing on the front as well.
Very clever, Jay.
Thank you. Like I said, I was inspired by actually, do I have it here? No, I thought I had it on my desk. I received a Christmas card from someone that was the same sort of off-center Z fold, but the card was vertical instead. So it took like 5.5 by 11 inches of paper. And I wanted to do something that was just a half a sheet of cardstock. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. And I wanted to get the whole Z fold in there. Okay. Also for the front, I die cut that U matter from the bundle. So the white cardstock is 2 inches by 4 1/4. And I just needed something against the words to really make it stand out so you could read it, because against the pattern, it just it blended in too much. I used the adhesive sheets on the back of the cardstock when I was cutting it so that I could just peel it and then stick it right to the designer paper. So we'll put that on the shopping list in the video description. The adhesive sheets are item 152334. And so I'm just going to add this to the front of the card. And that's going to go all the way across the 4 1/4. And then I have that piece that I colored and die cut. And I want this to kind of hang over the edge a little bit. So I'm not going to put adhesive right there, so that it sort of bridges that when it's open, and then when it's closed, and then when it's open, it kind of bridges on that design too. So it just sort of carries that over. And then I just had some scraps that were sitting on the paper, and I thought, it would be nice to add like a little bit more to the inside. So I just have like a scrap piece of designer paper here. I want to make sure that it's not going to show up when the card is closed. But I sort of love the idea of having it be like a little washi tape kind of.
Clever.
So just like a little extra design inside, and it gets covered up so you can't see it. So there's the finished off-center Z fold card. You matter. Every act of kindness changes the world.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Are you ready to turn the camera around and show off our cards?
Yeah.
All right. It's so funny that we both used red on our cards. I think that's such a classic combination, though, to go with the black and white is, to add a pop of color, and red just seems so appropriate with the hearts and that theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was a fun set. There's a few, I love your off-center Z fold. That was a clever fold.
Yeah, I'm excited to try this again with some other designer paper and stamps.
Sure.
You know me, sometimes I just go crazy with the same design, but I'm excited about this bundle. I love this black and white designer paper. Whether or not you're getting the new bundle or the Stampin' Blends, I think a black and white paper is always a really fun addition to your collection. And it's so versatile and can just go with so many different things. Like the one thing I keep seeing a bunch of is the Ladybug bundle with black and white. And so I feel like almost any of these black and white designer papers would be so perfect with that Ladybug suite. And it's on order. I finally caved and ordered my Ladybug bundle. I wasn't going to get it, but I couldn't resist.
Okay. I'm glad you're getting it. We'll have to do that. We'll have to do that. I have it as well.
Oh, maybe.
And I haven't played with it yet. So we'll have to do that. Yeah.
We'll add that to the list.
We'll talk. Well, I hope you enjoyed these projects as much as we enjoyed making them. And again, we look forward to stamping with you again next week. I have some ideas to talk to you about, Julie, too, about something.
Oh.
Yeah. So why don't
We'll have to chat afterwards. I just want to remind everybody that everything that we showed today, the All Together collection, is available starting on Tuesday. So it's not quite available yet. You can't order it today, but it will be available on Tuesday. And we'll include the links and the item numbers in the video description. So on Tuesday, February 1st, you can start shopping and get all the things that we showed you today.
I have a couple customers who have said, as soon as it's ready, I want the whole thing. So,
yeah.
All right. So I'll be contacting them.
Absolutely. All right, Mom. Well, let's wrap it up. We will,
right.
We'll do this again next week.
Yes, we will.
And every Sunday at
Every-
noon Central Time, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie.
Fingers crossed that it doesn't take forever in a day for this one to process. That was nuts last week. And
yes,
I'm sorry.
Last week was kind of crazy, but that's not our norm. That's like the first time in 34 episodes, right? That it's taken so long for the video to process. So I'm not sure what went wrong, but
let's blame YouTube.
Let's blame me. Is that what you just said?
No, I said blame YouTube. Not you.
You said let's blame you, and I was like,
well, you didn't hear the tube at the end of you. You.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Anyway,
technology. It's not always our friend.
No, it absolutely is not almost our friend. Well, thank you guys for watching. We hope you have a wonderful week. And stay healthy, stay well, stay warm for those of you in the cold climes. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
See you next week. Love you. Bye, Mom.
Bye, baby.